I'm gonna put all this in the video. I'm recording you.
You're recording me?
The audio, at least. Alright guys, so welcome back to the channel. I think I owe you guys not an explanation, but just more reasoning as to why I haven't been uploading. I've been pretty busy. Not anything bad, just busy catching up with my life and with my family stuff, things around the house, and honestly doing YouTube and working full-time and taking care of my family. It takes up a lot of time, if not most of it. So I just needed to kind of catch up on a few things, but we're back on the grind. But everything's okay though. I'm fine, my family's fine, there's no problem. So to kind of make up for it, I decided to answer y'all's questions for the 25,000 subscribers that we hit. I don't half-ass anything, so I'm going to answer every single question, so this might be a bit of a longer video. Okay, I actually gave y'all the opportunity to ask me questions on Instagram and on YouTube, so I'm gonna start off with all the YouTube questions first. All right, so the first question here: ever hit half-mile events? Am I planning on it? I have not hit a half-mile event. I was last year until I found out just how much safety regulations there are. I was gonna take the black Supra. One of my goals is to hit 200 miles an hour in that car at the half mile, but I don't have a cage, I don't have a fire extinguisher, I don't have a racing suit, I don't have any of it. It's a full street car and I am just a regular guy. I don't have any safety equipment, but eventually I will. Eventually. What is the 0 to 60 time in the Supra on level 5? I get asked this all the time. I don't know. The car makes over 1,000 horsepower on the highest setting, and to do a 0 to 60 on the street is pretty much near impossible. There is no traction. The car's just gonna light up the tires, smoke them out. So the only way I can test that is probably at the track. So when the day comes, I'll let you guys know. How much did it cost to fully build your car, and what are your future plans? What are your plans for it in the future? I'm assuming you're asking about this car. And I'm sure a lot of you guys want to know this because this gets asked all the time. How much did it cost to build that car? And honestly, I've been kind of avoiding that question. I've been trying not to get into the financial part, but since so many of you guys are asking, I'll go ahead and tell you. I won't tell you how much I paid for this car, but I will tell you how much it costs to build a car like this. So let's say you bought a 1993 to a 1998 Mark IV Supra, just any Mark IV Supra. It doesn't matter if it is a hardtop, if it's a Targa, if it's an auto, if it's a manual, if it's a turbo, if it's a non-turbo. That does not matter. Let's just say you bought a Mark IV Supra. You want to replicate this build 100%, and I'm talking about motor, transmission, suspension, turbo, exhaust, everything. Every single thing done to this car, you're probably going to spend maybe around $75,000 to $80,000. That is the reason why I try not to touch that subject, because whenever people hear that, they're probably like, well, what the hell? Either they're not going to believe me, or they're going to get surprised, or whatever the case may be. So buy yourself a Mark IV Supra, whatever the condition may be, whether you spend $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 on it. And if you want one exactly like mine, just be ready for, maybe 70, 80 grand. Can you show us another two-step video or a proper launch from 0 miles an hour? Hope you stay safe. Thank you. Hope you stay safe as well. The two-step on this car is not like a show two-step. It's not that pop, 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 with all the fire and all that stuff. It's not like that. This is activated on a nitrous solenoid. So basically the nitrous helps the trans get up onto the two-step, and it pops, but it's not crazy like what you would see on a manual Supra. So unfortunately I can't show you that. Now this car right here, that car does some gnarly two-step. It just throws fireballs out of each side, since there's an exhaust out of each side of the bumper. That one looks pretty badass. This car, we are gonna set up a really badass two-step. Right, baby?
Yes.
So we'll get there eventually.
Cleaning the drawers while he makes his YouTube video.
Jeremy Letts, happy 4th of July. I feel the haters lurking. That's not a it's not a question, but there's always that group of people who's always just waiting to dislike all my stuff. Will you ever sell your Supras? I'm talking 20 years from now, or will you pass them on to the family? Um, Actually, this gentleman right here, he asked me several questions, and I want to touch every single one of them. So, will I ever sell my Supras? No. Of course, my plans are to never sell them, and to pass them on to my son and any future kids that I may have. That's actually my goals. To do all this stuff and then just let them take over them. So no, I do not plan on selling them. What don't you like about the Supra? Well, whether you're asking about that one or that one, the only thing I don't like about them is the fear of something breaking, because everything for that car is very expensive, very hard to get, and I mean, honestly, that's basically it. I just, a lot of people do the 10 things I hate and love about your car. I don't think I could do that, because I really do love everything about those cars. I love the attention it gets. I love how they look. I love how they drive. I love how fast they are. I love how comfortable they can be. So yeah, I guess that's the only thing I don't like about them. How many pets do you have? I have 3. I have 3 Siberian Huskies, 2 boys, 1 girl. Yeah, that's
The 2 brown ones are brothers.
yeah, the tan one and the brown one, those are brother and sister. And the black one, he came from a different litter. We got him from a different family. But they are fixed. We're not having puppies, if you guys are trying to ask me.
We encourage to adopt instead of to buy.
Yes. Adopt, do not buy. We kind of learned that the hard way. We didn't really know how things were with dogs and at the shelters. So, but yeah, 3 pups. Okay, so one of our personal goals is, for example, let's say like this YouTube thing kind of kicks off and it grows, and let's say we do well with it. I would really like to one day maybe buy a large piece of land and just go to a shelter and just rescue as many dogs as I can. I think they deserve it, and if I can do it, then why not? So this is also here from Chucky. How would life be different if you had a Supra when you wanted it the most? This probably is my most favorite question from all the ones that I've seen. So if I would have had the Supra when I really wanted it the most, which was when I was 18 years old, if any of y'all saw the video that I made whenever about how I got the Supra and why I started YouTube, I was 18 years old when I first really tried to get one, but my parents didn't want to basically sign for the loan. Life would have been completely different, like everything different. I mean, I don't know if I would have been here making a video for you guys. I don't know if I would have had my I don't know if I would have been with my wife. I don't know if I would have had my baby. I don't know. I was probably too young to have had this car or this type of car at that age. Maybe I would have been a little bit full of myself. Maybe I would have killed myself. I don't know. But I'm glad I didn't get it then. This is still from Chucky. Now that you had fun with your dream car, do you feel accomplished, the same, or tamed, as in a chilling mood? You know what you have, but you don't show it off unless you need to. Not wild, like, hey, I got a Supra, look, I'll beat anyone, but it's more cautious. I always get at least every week someone tells me, oh, the most humble Supra owner. And maybe it's just because I don't want to sound cheesy, but I do feel accomplished. I have my family, I have the cars, my dogs, a decent house. Maybe that's why I'm like that. I don't, and I mean, this car has made almost 1,400 horsepower. I would be surprised if I can run into someone on the street that could beat me. But just because of that, I'm not going to be trying to race everyone. So maybe once you know that you have something that's like, high caliber, you don't really care to be out racing or to be reckless. So maybe, yeah, no. I guess I do just feel more chill, more calm. I don't have any reason to prove myself to anyone. Of course, if someone ever lines up next to me and they want to talk crap, then I will, right? But Yeah, no, man. I mean, I think as you get older, you get to that point where it's just like, man, screw it, just be yourself and have fun. And if you don't feel like doing something, don't do it, especially not because others are pressuring you to. All right, and this is the last one here for Chucky. What do you think would have happened if you drove a Supra at a younger age? From experience, I can tell you I would have crashed or killed myself because I was very young and dumb. But as you get older, you start to think better and not act a fool. No pun intended. Absolutely. If because whenever I first started driving, I bought I bought this car right here at 15 years of age. This was not a fast car whatsoever. Then after this, I did buy a '93 four-door Civic. That one was a little bit faster. It was, had a lot of stuff done to it. And then after that, I got into this car, but this car was making what, 500 horsepower when I first got it, and then I slowly started going up 6, 7, 8, 900 horsepower, and then I jumped into something like this. So I'm glad I didn't taste that really high horsepower at a young age. Me, just because whenever I was younger, I was a bit more reckless. I mean, in this car, I was going almost 180 miles an hour in Mexico, of course. And I mean, can you imagine what I would have done in something like this? Yeah, no. Maybe we need to mature a little bit before we go into something like that. Just my personal opinion. What you like the most on a stock Supra? Well, you buy a 2020 Supra. What do I like the most on a stock Supra? Man, the fact that you could probably daily drive it, have fun, and you don't have to worry about anything. These cars are built right from the factory. They're amazing cars. Yeah, I mean, just everything. Their appearance, they look great. All you have to do is put a set of wheels on them and they're perfect. Will I buy a 2020 Supra? No. They're really nice cars. They're beautiful. No bashing on anyone that has one, but a Supra is this right here, or Mark III, something like that. But no, that car's not for me. Damn, I hope I don't get rained on. I don't know if y'all can hear the thunder. This gets asked so much. Are you running a blow-off valve on your turbo setup? Because that turbo flutter is amazing. Stay safe. Hope you stay safe too. Yes, it does have a blow-off valve. It's got a tile blow-off valve. I don't know if you guys can see it right there on the driver's side bumper vent, right behind the signal light. There's a blow-off valve. It does have one. What kind of exhaust do you have? This car has a Boost Logic 4-inch exhaust, straight pipe. It only has just a can at the end. There's no muffler in the middle, nothing. This car right here is gonna have the very first boosted Project 4-inch straight pipe exhaust. I'm gonna build it myself. Stay tuned. What got you into building cars, and do you do all the cars you show by yourself? I mean, how many of us can actually blame the whole car scene or getting into cars on the Fast and Furious? Yeah, I have two things to blame. The Fast and Furious movie and my brother. I got into the Fast and Furious is basically what I had the option to get a Lexus or this car. So obviously because of the Fast and Furious, I got this car. And my brother, he got his I think he had a 1991 Z28 Camaro. He put exhaust and stuff on it, and I decided to no, it's fine. And I decided to kind of take it up a level. Obviously I went a little bit too far, man, maybe not too far, but yeah. Fast and Furious and my brother, those are the ones that got me into cars. What's the fastest you've been in the Supra? So the last time I took it out to Mexico, I probably hit maybe 160 miles an hour, and that's just because I let off. It honestly was kind of scary. So the faster this car goes, like the faster in speed it goes, the more you feel sunk into the seat. Yeah, it'll go over 200 miles an hour like that. Thought of another. If someone gave you $10,000 and said you have to spend it only on a Supra, can be mods or maintenance or anything, how would I spend it? 10 grand? Well, I think it would all depend. It would all depend on what type of Supra I had. If it was one of these, I'll spend, and let's say the car's running, it's all stock, it runs fine. I would spend it on a budget turbo kit, maybe like a log manifold, a decent turbo, maybe like Boy Warren or something like that, and just fabricate as much as I could. Maybe like an intercooler, and the intercooler kit I'll probably go on the cheap side. I would get a good fuel system, and I think you can get a good fuel system for like $2,000 or $3,000. So I think for 10 grand I could probably make a pretty solid 600-700 horsepower car. I think I could do it, but of course I would probably be doing most of the work. What's your thoughts on other Jap cars, Skyline, Silvio, stuff like that? Man, I love all cars. Like, I am a true car enthusiast. If you told me you drove a Beetle, I love Beetles. If you told me you drove an electric car, I mean, I love all cars. There's a beauty to every single kind. Now, regarding other Japanese cars like Skyline, Silvios, if they were left-hand drive, I would probably try to get one. Before we got this one, I was actually trying to get a Skyline R34. That's just how little I knew about those cars. I didn't know that they were all right-hand drive. I don't like right-hand drive, but I mean, they're beautiful cars. Their motors are amazing. Now, if I ever had the opportunity to get one and it was at a good deal, I wouldn't think twice. The next question here, I wonder how much did it cost you from meeting its previous owner for buying it to the latest mod? I'm assuming you're asking about this car right here. Well, maintenance, some LED bulbs. I mean, I haven't done anything to the car, man. This car was 100% built by Induction Performance out in Florida. Just maintenance, man. That's it. This isn't a question, but I'll read it. Not a question, just wanted to say, I see the time, effort, and dedication that goes into these cars. I appreciate you sharing them with other like-minded enthusiasts. Thank you. That's actually the reason I do this whole YouTube thing. I just want you guys to see that you can do it too. Don't be scared, just get started. Can you change the transmission of the red Supras? Seems like the black Supra, or still with the 6-speed? I'm not sure what you're asking me, but the black Supra has a turbo 400 transmission, works similar to a sequential. That's the best way that I can explain it. And this one's still a manual. I'm going to be swapping the transmission that's in this car over to a T56 6-speed eventually. All right, and the next question, I think this is the last one on YouTube. How much total money have you spent on your Supra? Well, I've already told you what it would take to build this car, but now on this car here, man, this is a hardtop, so you'll be lucky if you can find one of these. Let's say you find one for $30,000. What I've spent on this car, obviously there's a lot of stuff and parts that you guys have not seen, so you guys may question the amount, but I've probably spent close to 10 to 15 grand in parts already, and I've done all the work myself. So let's just say I'm $40,000 to $45,000 deep into this car. But with once I install all the parts, that basically is for the $45,000, the car's complete. I don't need to buy any more parts, I hope. Oh, we got one last minute, 12 minutes ago. Other than the Supra, what is your favorite car? Right there. And now for the Instagram questions. Man, this video's gonna be long. Can I have your Supra? No, sorry. How much for the Supra? It's not for sale. Do you have any plans on another project car? What would it be? As far as a project car, I don't have any plans for any other car at the moment. I mean, not that I can think of. Before you got your black Supra, was it originally a manual or automatic transmission? Original 1997 twin turbo 6-speed car. 6-speed. What's all done to the GSX, and what's the horsepower on that beauty? That's not a GSX. I wish it was a GSX. I'll tell you guys a little bit more about that car in a video coming up soon. What's up, Papa? You want to walk over here? Walk over here. What's your gear? I'm not really sure what you mean by that. But if you're talking about the transmissions, I covered that. What's up, baby? What's up? How you doing? You okay? Go check out your cars. Go over there. Yeah, that gets you happy, huh? What's up? Would you build an MK3 1J Supra? Hell yeah. Those are amazing cars. Maybe one day. What made you feel lazy at first when you think about it before you started working on the project car? Man, honestly, I always feel lazy before I come out here and start working on the cars. or maybe not lazy, but just tired, because you know that you're fixing, or at least I'm in Texas, I'm fixing to come outside and it's like 100 degrees and it's hot. But once I get started, it's just like, it's easy. Just get started. Don't even think about it. You ever going to take it down the drag strip? If you haven't already, video idea. Yes, absolutely. I definitely want to go down the drag strip, but I got a family, man. I don't have much time for that. How do you feel with 2 ledges in your garage? You're the best, bro. No, you're the best. Thank you for the support. Man, honestly, it feels good. I mean, I don't know what I can tell you. I mean, it feels really good. Feels almost like a dream at times. Sometimes I'll go into the garage and I'm like, holy crap, it's actually here. So why didn't I get an RX-7? They're too small, honestly. I'm more of a bigger guy, so I'm not sure how I would fit in one of those. I'm not sure if I'll get one in the future. I'm not saying I won't, but I don't know. It's just, maybe it's, I think they're just too small for me. 0 to 60 time, I don't know, man. I don't know. It won't take long. When we seen the kill mode on the Supra, so man, it's really hot out here in Texas. We're, you know, just about summertime, and if I were to turn the car up to kill mode, I would really like for you guys to see real kill mode. I mean, we're talking about way 1,000 plus horsepower. So I'll probably hold back on that high setting maybe till the weather starts to cool down a little bit, maybe here in a few months. It won't take long. Will you ever sell your Supra? I don't have a Supra, I have a Supra, bro. Supras are the BMW 2020s. Just kidding, man. Nah, man. No. I will not sell my cars. Any advice on accomplishing goals? Yes, I can give you all the advice that you want. Just real quick, I'll tell you, don't give up. Whenever people tell you that you can't do things, prove them wrong. Whenever it seems like it's not worth it and you're starting to slow down, or let's say you're getting discouraged, that's when you need to push the hardest. Man, honestly, and you can accomplish anything that you want. It doesn't matter what people say. You can do it. Trust me. I mean, how do people get a perfect anti-lag for show? That's a great question. Because anti-lag is for show. There is no other purpose for anti-lag. You know, whenever you guys see the Supras or any other cars with those crazy 2-3 foot flames, there's zero purpose for that, and it's actually really bad for the motor and the turbo. But if you really want that, just go to a tuner, tell them you want a crazy anti-lag tune, and they will make it happen for you. They'll make you spit out all the fire that you want, but just have some money ready for when you need to fix stuff. What kind of content is your favorite to make for all your viewers? Man, honestly, this right here, I love talking to you guys, just being myself. I really enjoy driving videos. I do love the POV videos, as y'all can probably tell. But honestly, I like it all, man. Actually, I've been getting a lot of requests for like vlogs. I've never done like a vlog where I kind of show you guys about my day routine, but if you're interested, let me know. Would you give one of your Supras to your son in the future? Yeah, absolutely. If the Supra wasn't a thing, what car would have taken its place? Maybe a ZR1. What do you do for a living? Like, where do you work? Well, I'm not going to tell you where I work exactly, but I'll tell you I am a senior account manager, and I also do, man, my title is real complicated. I do like 3 different jobs in one, but I manage accounts, I do sales, I help people start up their business. I do quite a bit. What's the best thing you love about your Supra? The noise, man. Whenever you get off the gas, there's nothing better than that. Where did you build your black Supra? How much did it cost? What are you planning on changing? Well, I already told you guys where the car was built, how much it cost, and what am I planning on changing on it? The color. That vinyl wrap that's on the car right now it's probably maybe 4 or 5 years old, and it's starting to lift up, so I'm probably gonna take it off. How's your family doing? Good, bro. Thank you so much, man. You're a good guy. You're always asking me that. They're doing really good. My baby just went inside the house. He's starting to get all fussy, but they're doing really good. I know you get this a lot, but I just want to know, how much did you put in your car? We already covered that. If you're asking about the Supra, I told you about it already. If you want to know about this one, I've probably put maybe over $40,000 into the Mustang. How does the Cobra stand against the Supra? Ever race them against each other? I have not raced them against each other. I just can't. I don't know anyone who I could trust that would be able to manage that, either one of those cars. But if me driving them, me seeing how fast they pick up, if I were, depending on what type of race it would be, like, but let's say it's a dead stop, a 20 or 40 roll, the Cobra would take off. I mean, it'll take off like a bat out of hell, and it'll probably leave the Supra behind for several cars. But once the Supra pulls up, it's just gonna fly by. How did you learn to work on cars? Just by doing it. Just don't be scared. My brother's actually one of the ones that really pushed me, because I was always taking my cars to shops and literally working to pay shops. And he told me, he's like, just do it yourself. A lot of these people, they didn't know at one point, and that's right. So one day I just started doing all the work, man. Honestly, I was a bit scared taking things apart, but I mean, if you're letting fear hold you back, you're never gonna get anything done. If you were to sell one of the Supras, how much would you ask for, and where do you find two? I would not sell any of the Supras. And where do you find them? God, I get asked this every single day. Where do you find Supras? How can I find a Supra? Well, first of all, you need to have your money ready. Have your money ready, and look everywhere. Look on all the markets. Facebook, OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace is a great one. Forums, just Google, YouTube, everything. Search everywhere. There, you'll find them, but you need to be ready to buy. Favorite thing about each build? That's a good question. So on the Mustang, I just love the brute force of it. When you hear it, you know what's going on. That car just is not a sleeper whatsoever. And honestly, I just love the fact that you can floor it and it goes. There's no delay. I mean, just it's maybe like a tiny bit for this turbo to spool up, but it's a badass car. This one, honestly, man, just the sounds that this car makes is just, you can't compare. I love the way it sounds. I mean, can I go 150 200 miles an hour in the car? Yes, but I mean, I don't really drive the car to be doing that. I just enjoy it, man. Just a cruiser. I mean, who am I kidding? It's 1400 horsepower, but I mean, it's a really nice car. I don't know, too many things to tell you just one thing. The red Supra here, I love the fact that I'm learning so much on how to build these cars, because I've literally taken the entire car apart and putting it back together. But so far, what I really do like about this car is honestly that it's a manual. I did kind of miss that a little bit, but I think once I start turning up the horsepower on it, I'm gonna remember why I didn't like it. But for now, it's really cool because it's a manual. And the Eclipse, man, that is one of the cars that I've had the most fun in. Like, I mean, I have so much fun in that car. That car is so light, so easy to control. I don't have to be worried too much when I'm driving that car. That car is just fun. I mean, and it looks good too. I mean, I think those cars look really nice. Are you thinking of adding another car into your collection? If so, which one? Congrats, by the way, you deserve it. Thank you so much, brothers. Yeah, we have a couple cars in mind. Not anytime soon, I don't think. But either the Jeep Trackhawk, we've been talking about that car for probably over a year. But I don't know, I'm not really sure. Either that or a Corvette ZR1. What's the hardest part about maintaining the Supra? Man, honestly, maintenance is pretty easy. It's simple. You do your oil change, you change your filters, the fuel filters, send off your injectors to get cleaned every once in a while. When did you get your Supras, and how much money have you put into both of them? So I've had this car for 2 years, and I've had this car since November. What are your future plans for the DSM? Man, turn up the boost on that car. I'm gonna make a video on the build breakdown and kind of story behind this car, and I'll go into more detail about it. But I really want to turn up the boost on it. Hi Ariel, big fan of your channel. I've been saving for a Supra. Here, I've been saving for a Supra, but can only afford the 2JZG. Okay, I think the whole question didn't fit on here, but he left this question on the picture that I posted. So he was asking me, oh God, those mosquitoes are really bad. So he was asking me that he can only afford a Supra, a 2JZG. Do I think it's worth it? Yes, absolutely. Whether the car is a non-turbo or if it's a turbo model, whatever it is, as long as you can get yourself a Mark IV, I think for a decent price, it's worth it. You can always build a turbo motor. You could always turbo the NA motor. You could always swap out transmissions. You can do anything. The hardest part is getting the car. So yes, absolutely. If you can afford a GE, get it. So I think that's all the questions. I think I covered all of them. I think I covered all the ones from YouTube, all the ones from Instagram. So one thing I will tell you guys is if I didn't answer your question, which I think I did, just leave it in a comment here on this video, and I promise you I will answer that. I answer all of them. I think I do. But yeah, or if you want to ask me a little bit more details in the comments, and I will respond to you. But yeah, here are the cars. The lineup. And obviously I mean, we have more other cars, like my girl's Scion. There's my truck. I think we should turbo that car. But there it is, you guys. I really hope this can be a bit of a long video, so I hope you guys ended up watching it. But until then, stay tuned for this week's video. We're gonna be taking this one out for a spin. Now that the car drives, it's time to get all the good stuff on it, all the good stuff. But until then, appreciate the support. And what should our next goal be? 30,000, 35,000? I don't even know what to think anymore. All this stuff has been growing so fast. But keep on sharing, keep on liking, keep on commenting, and let's see where this thing goes. Okay, love you guys. Later.